Now, the last thing that we want to do for our app is just to improve the appearances of it. So everything seems to work, but let's try and make it look a bit nicer, because as we know, design is everything nowadays. So let's do our best to make it appeal to users. Now, we can start off by doing some really basic stuff. For example, do we really need these separators? They're not really doing very much because each of our messages are contained inside their own little speech bubble, right? So why don't we try and get rid of that? Now, if you go into your chat view controller and in the view did load, just after we've called those two messages, configure table view and retrieve messages, we can tap into the message table views separator style. And this, if you option click on it, tells you that it's the style for table cells used as separators. So you can choose between single line etched, or none, and that's the one that we want. We don't want a separator at all. So now our app looks a little bit cleaner and looks a little bit more like a messaging app, right? All right, so the next thing that we want to address is we want to have a different style when a different user logs in. So at the moment, you can see that I'm logged in and typing messages using the 1@2.com email address. So if I log out and I log in as a@b.com, and now if I type some messages and I hit send, you can see that at the moment, in terms of our user interface, there's no way of distinguishing one user from another. It all looks like the messages are from one person. And that's not really ideal, right? Because when you look at the Messages app on your iPhone, you can see that usually it changes the color of the messages depending on if it was sent by yourself or if it was sent by somebody else, right? So let's go and do the same thing in our app. So the first thing I want to show you is that I've incorporated this framework called Chameleon Framework when we first imported our pods. And if you go to the GitHub README for the Chameleon Framework, you can see that it's just a really lightweight color framework, and it contains a whole bunch of flat colors, color schemes, as well as even gradient colors. So let's go and add some of these beautiful colors to our chat app. Now inside the method self_arrow at index path, we're going to modify the appearance of our cells a little bit in here. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to know if the cell is going to display a message from ourselves or from somebody else. So if it is a message from ourselves, then the sender property of that message should equal the current logged in user, right? So we can check to see if cell.sender_username.text is equal to feauth.auth.current_user.email. And of course, Xcode doesn't know what is the data type of this, so we have to cast it as a string. So now we're saying that if the cell's sender username.text, i.e. the email, is equal to the current logged in user's email, in that case, then that's probably messages that we sent ourselves. Then in that case, let's set the cell's avatar image view's background color to a UI color that's maybe, which one do we want to use? Maybe flat mint. Flat mint looks quite nice. So let's put in flat mint. And as you can see, Xcode will give you an error, doesn't know what it's all about. What is flat mint? I've only got terrible looking colors. So that's because we forgot to import the Chameleon framework. So now if you type UI color dot flat, then you can see a whole load of colors that correspond to this palette. So the one that we wanted was a flat mint. There you go. Okay, so we've changed the avatar's background color, and the other thing that we want to change is the message background color. And let's set that to a flat sky blue. So we've changed the appearances for the cells that contain messages that we sent. The next thing that we want to do is we want to, of course, change the appearance of the messages which we did not send. So let's put in an else statement, i.e. if we didn't send the message, then let's change the cell's avatar image view background color to maybe something like flat watermelon. And also the message background color to equal maybe a flat gray. So let's try those color combinations. Let's run the app and test to make sure that it works. So I'm going to log in now as, let's try a@b.com. Nice. So now our app differentiates between the messages that we sent versus the messages that somebody else sent. So we can easily identify how the conversation flows. So of course you can modify these cells and customize it to your heart's content. You can make them look however it is that you want them to look, and you can update the user interface to truly make it your own chat application. Now you can test out this app pretty easily by running it on the simulator and also running one on a physical device. So at the moment I'm logged in here as a@b.com, and I'm going to log in on my physical device as 1@2.com. So basically 2 separate users. So as you can see, the UI layout is completely reversed for these 2 devices. So you can send messages across from one to the other, and you can have a real-time chat. So if you want to, you can install this app, everybody in your family, and have your own exclusive chat app, or with modifications, you can upload this onto the App Store and get your friends to download your own private chat app. But either way, I hope you guys had fun. I certainly did, teaching you how to build this real-time chat powered by Firebase, and you can find the completed project for download in the next lesson.